Hey everybody, so I'm back with another video for you guys today. Today I have a collective haul. These were by no means purchased in the same time frame. I'm pretty sure this is like spread out over a couple of months. And I think it's nice to have like a haul like this where I've actually like tried out the products. That way I can give you guys like little reviews, so I'm not just like showing you what I bought and that's it, because I think that's kind of boring. But yeah, let's just get right into it because I do have quite a few. So I have purchased quite a few eyeshadows in the last like, couple of months. That's like probably my favorite thing to buy makeup wise. So yeah, I have like a shit ton of palettes. So I'm just going to show you guys the first two. These are both the Visart palettes. This one's the 01 Neutral Matte and this one is the 08 Editorial. I'm actually wearing a combination of the two of these on my eyes today. That orange right there, it's kind of like the main focus. And yeah, basically these are some of the nicest eyeshadows I've ever used in my entire life. So that's the Editorial Brights one. You can tell I actually haven't like used that one as often, whereas the Editorial Mattes is like pretty well loved at this point now. This has been like my go-to in terms of like matte shades on a day-to-day basis. They blend really well. They're really smooth. I will swatch a few of them for you. So yeah, they're just like really nicely pigmented, blend really nicely. They're not chalky. Just overall good quality eyeshadows. I'll swatch some of the brights as well because I'm sure some of you are interested in those. Just grabbing like the most eye-catching to me. So yeah, in terms of brights, these are like the best you can get in my opinion, other than I guess like Sugar Pill, but those are what I own. So anyways, those are really great. I do believe they retail for about $90 Canadian on Sephora's website, which is a lot. Like that's really steep, but all of the palettes as far as I know are handmade, and they're made in Paris. They're just like a really nice quality eyeshadow. So if you're looking for mattes and like you don't have a huge collection, that would be something really good to invest in because they're such good. So the next two palettes I want to talk about are the Tartelette palette and the Tartelette in Bloom. Sorry, it's upside down. So I ended up purchasing both of these. I got this one quite a ways back, I think maybe even in the summertime. And I do like it. However, if you look at it, it's pretty cool tone or neutral for the most part, which is like not up my alley. I usually flock towards really warm toned eyeshadows. I wear like red and orange on a day-to-day basis. So I do use this, it's just I don't use it quite as often as I use the second one. But yeah, these are really nice quality. Again, like they are soft and you just need to be careful because they're almost too soft in the sense that they do tend to blend away. So you need to kind of build them. But then the Tartelette in Bloom came out, and me and the girls from work kind of just like ran over right when we heard it was at Sephora because we were like, fuck that, I need it. And I bought it pretty much before they even put it out on the floor. So this is what it looks like. And this is gorgeous. First of all, it smells like chocolate, which the first one doesn't, and none of my other like Tarte products smell like chocolate, so I don't know why this smells like chocolate, but it does. And the shades are on the more warmer side compared to the first Tartelette palette, so I gravitate towards this one much more often. Like this shade right here, which is called Sweetheart, is my jam. Like that's my shit. These two, this whole row pretty much, but these two are my jam, and that one's called Rebel right there. Anyways, these are also really nice. Unlike the first palette, this one has some shimmers to it, whereas the first Tartelette palette, I didn't really like hold them up here. The first one doesn't have any shimmers at all. So that's something to keep in mind if you're more of like a cool toned or neutral kind of girl and you like mattes. Go with this one. If you like shimmers, which I'm not like a huge shimmers person, but I still like this because it's like overall warmer. And I've used this a ton since I got it. Like it's one of those palettes that I just kind of throw with me because I do sleep over at my boyfriend's house a lot. And this is like all I need. So the next palette is the infamous Gwen Stefani Urban Decay palette. I got this as a Christmas gift from my sister, and this thing is just gorgeous. Now again, I will say, like, for the most part, this is a more cool or neutral toned palette. There aren't very many like warm shades. I think probably the warmest is this corner shade here, which is called Punk, I believe. Yeah. But for the most part, they are pretty neutral. I like this palette more so for these shades up here, so all the pops of color. I use this one quite a bit, actually. It's just a really nice, like, chartreuse kind of gold shade, and that's 1987. This pink shade here called Harajuku is really pretty, and then there's Danger, which is a nice kind of like sapphire blue. I just really like these pops of color. But yeah, this was nice. It was a nice thing to get as a gift. Would I purchase it? Probably not, just because, again, like, I wouldn't get much use out of the palette as a whole because I don't use, you know, cool tones or neutral toned eyeshadows very much. But as far as quality goes, these are great. The next palette I'm like super excited to talk about because this is like my baby. This is the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. I was really late on kind of like the bandwagon for this palette. I still don't own the first one, but because of how much I love this one, I'm considering buying the first one. It's just, I have so much fucking eyeshadow that, like, unless I know I'm going to use it a lot, it's just kind of not worth it for me. So this is what the Semi-Sweet looks like. Oh, this is so nice. Like, this peanut butter shade, if you can see how much I've dug into that, and I haven't had this palette for very long, like just a few months. I have palettes that I've had for years that I haven't dug into as much as this one. I just overall really enjoy this palette. I think it's fantastic. It's another one of those things where I can just put it in my bag and kind of, this is all the eyeshadow I need for like a weekend or whatever the case is. Smells like chocolate. It smells even more like chocolate than the Tarte one, which is like kind of the Too Faced thing, the chocolate bar palette thing. The only thing I will say is, like, the packaging's a little flimsy. It doesn't really like snap shut, which makes me a little bit nervous, but I do like the tin packaging because it's like less prone to breakage. So overall, I absolutely love this palette, and this in conjunction with the Tarte Lid and Bloom, like, that's like my perfect heavenly warm toned eye. So the last of the eyeshadows, I did purchase a new trio of Makeup Forever eyeshadows, and here they are. I'm not 100% sure of the numbers. I will leave it in the down bar below just because poking these out with my nails, like, you can see here, I've made, like, I don't know if you can see, there's like a little dig in them because these are super soft, and like, I just don't want to fuck with it right now. So I will tell you, this one is called Pink Brown, and I really like this one for like deepening up my crease. Overall, I've been using these three a lot, especially the two matte shades. The shimmer is kind of like a wild card because, again, I just dug my nail in that. Fuck. Anyways, so the shimmer is kind of like a wild card in the sense that I don't wear shimmer a whole lot, like, but yeah, overall, I love this little trio that I've created. I have another trio that was given to me as a gift, and then I have a few other like lingering Makeup Forever shades, but as far as quality goes, Makeup Forever is on par with the Visart palettes, so you might want to consider, you know, grabbing a trio if you don't think you would use a whole palette. But something to keep in mind as well is they are cheaper when you buy them in larger quantities, so if you buy 3, they end up being 16 Canadian each, which is, you know, about the price of a MAC eyeshadow, and you're getting a whole lot more product. However, the Visart palette ends up being cheaper per shade, but you are getting less product. So anyways, those are things to keep in mind. So next I have a new foundation I purchased. I mentioned this in my last video because I used it and I'm wearing it today. I don't know if you can really tell, but anyways, this is the MAC Mineralized Moisture Foundation. I love this, like, love. Anyways, so this was my replacement for the Too Faced one, and honestly, I think they are on par. If anything, I enjoy this one a little bit better because it's just a little bit more breathable, in my opinion. So concealer wise, I've purchased 2 kind of concealers specifically for like under my eyes. So the first one is actually a corrector. This is the Giorgio Armani Master Corrector, and I have the shade Peach, I believe, which is the second shade. There's just 2. There's the pink and the peach. So yeah, basically this stuff is really good. I'll just show you the applicator. It's like kind of like a lip gloss or something, but it's a very thin applicator. It's very opaque, very creamy, and a little bit goes a long way. These are really, really nice because a lot of the correctors I've tried are very, you know, creamy and kind of heavy, whereas this is kind of, it does the job in terms of like color correcting. You can see the orange right there, but it doesn't feel heavy on the skin, so it's nice and lightweight because I do have a problem, and I know a lot of people do, with creasing underneath my eyes. So if I layer too many products under there, it just gets really gross and like, I don't know. And the concealer I've purchased is the Select Cover Up by MAC, and I'm in the shade NC20. That's pretty much my standard shade in MAC when I'm pale. But yeah, this I used to use like back in the day. Me and my sister loved this when we were in like high school and even like elementary school. But yeah, I really, really enjoy this stuff. I like it a lot for like cleaning up under the brow, and it's great under the eyes. I don't really spot conceal because I don't have very many spots. I know, what a annoyingly braggy thing to say, but I don't, and so I can't really gauge if this is suitable for that, but I don't see why it wouldn't be. It's great coverage and it's not drying, and yeah, I really enjoy this stuff. So two highlighters I've picked up over the last couple of months. The first one is Oh Darling from MAC. This is my shit. Like, you can see how much I've kind of, you know, dug into that. This was part of their holiday collection, I believe, the Extra in Extreme Dimension or something like that. This is like an Extra Dimension powder or skin finish powder. It's just godly, like absolutely godly. I can't even, I'm sorry, but that shit is just beautiful. And honestly, this looks so good on my skin tone, which is why I always gravitate towards it, because I do enjoy Champagne Pop. It's very nice and like in your face. However, I find this color a little bit more flattering on my skin. It's a little bit more gold, but not like dark gold. So really like this. I know it's limited edition, so it's annoying you can't get your hands on it. But yeah, I just had to share it because I have been using it every day. The next highlighter I've purchased is the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder in Highlight 1. So that's what it looks like. This one's a much more subtle, quote unquote subtle highlight. If you look at it, I mean, it's definitely not matte. I don't know why they call it matte. It's not matte. It definitely has some sort of like iridescence and a sheen to it. But it is like a very finely milled powder, and there's no like chunks of glitter or shimmer. It's just like a reflective powder. So I really like this on a day-to-day basis. There was a point where this was like solely what I was using, but I've kind of switched to the MAC one now. So yeah, in conjunction with all of my highlighters, I purchased this brush, and it's the MAC 133. It's super dirty right now. I don't know if this is like limited edition or not, but this is worth every fucking penny. This has made my highlight game so on point. And if you can still get this, I know that Morphe and Zoeva make kind of like a dupe, a similar shaped brush to this. So either way, this like flat paddle shaped brush for highlighting is the bee's knees. This is the Kat Von D Bow and Arrow. I finally got my fucking hands on this, and I shit you not, I looked for this for 6 months. Like, actually, I went to Sephora every day because I work in a mall. I went to Sephora every single day and harassed them. And a friend of mine visited me at work and basically was like, hey, look what I found. And I like pretty much tackled her because like I was so fucking stoked to get it finally. And honestly, I love this color. I think it's nicer than Lolita. It has less rose in it, so it doesn't pull so pink on me, which I don't like about Lolita. I think it pulls too like pinky purple on me. But yeah, this is just like kind of a nice brownie pink, which is what I want. And then the next one is the NYX Soft Matte, what is this called? Soft Matte Lip Cream, and this is in the shade Stockholm. Abu Dhabi is like one of my favorites. However, Stockholm has been kind of like a go-to. I have it kind of mixed on my lips today with Lolita too. But yeah, this is what Stockholm looks like, and I really love it. I wear it like pretty much every day because it's just a nice neutral, but it pulls really peach, so it kind of brightens up my skin. And then the final item I have here is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. I have two of them. I have one that has like, I don't know where it is, but it's like the black ferrule or black bottle. To me, they're pretty much identical. I don't really notice a difference. If anything, this one's a little bit nicer because it doesn't smudge as much. When I wear the other one on my bottom lashes, it smudges a little bit. But anyways, this is what the brush looks like. It's a plastic brush. I don't know if this is focusing or not. It's focusing on my face, not on my fucking... Anyway, I just really like this mascara. It does great things for my eyelashes, and I'm not the type of person to like to wear false eyelashes on a day-to-day basis, so this stuff really makes my lashes look long and full and just great without having to put on fake eyelashes. So I really like this stuff and I highly recommend it. Anyways, guys, that was pretty much everything. I have purchased some brushes and like a new fragrance and stuff like that, but I want to do a separate video for brushes because I want to talk about like them in depth and talk about like my favorite brushes and things like that. If you'd be interested in that, give this video a thumbs up or comment down below because, you know, I got a lot of brushes, so I think I got an extensive knowledge. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.